At this time of year, there's nothing I love more than being able to come out in the garden and sit by the wood burner, chat with family and friends. As we'll sit and we'll chat, we'll realise that we're suddenly starting to feel cold and look to the fire and realise that the wood is almost burnt out. We'll reach for some more wood and chuck it on the fire, and this will continue until eventually we realise there's no more wood to put on the fire. We're cold and we're forced to retreat and go indoors. In these very challenging times, we can feel like we're giving out a lot. It requires a lot of us to meet the needs of those in our congregation, of loved ones, those that we care about. Perhaps the needs of those who are worried and concerned about the loss of jobs, finance, their own health, loneliness, or the fact that perhaps there's family who are miles apart who really want to be together. All of this challenges us to want to be able to give of our very best, but at the same time, sometimes we feel like our own fuel source is going low. Sometimes we can be almost at the point of burnout. So how do we avoid it? Well, Jesus knew what it was to have people require his time, his attention, and people who really needed things of him. As a matter of fact, we read in Luke 5, such a great multitude came around him, they had to call upon 2 fishermen to go on their boat, go out onto the lake so that he could speak to the huge crowd. Shortly after this, these 2 fishermen were with him and saw him perform amazing miracles such as healing the man with leprosy. But listen to what it says in verse 15 of Luke 5. Yet the news about him spread all the more, so that crowds of people came to hear him and be healed of their sickness. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to pray. We see Jesus do this very frequently throughout his ministry. Take time out to say no to people, to withdraw, to retreat and spend time with his Father, to connect with his Father, to be close to his Father. Jesus only did the will of his Father. As a matter of fact, we hear how in one situation where he's so overwhelmed at what is sitting before him at the cross, where he would deal with humanity's biggest need of all, to be in right standing with God. And he comes before his Father in prayer and pours his heart before the Father. But then he says these words, "Your will be done." Jesus, as a matter of fact, taught his disciples that's how they should pray. Your kingdom come and your will be done. There is something powerful that when we stop what we're doing in the midst of the busyness of life and we withdraw, we retreat and come close to the Father's heart, that we get to connect with the Father's heart, the Father's will. The Father gives his heart to us. And there's something powerful in that recharges us, revitalizes us, refreshes us to be able to go again, but from the right position of knowing what the Father's will is. In this busy time, I encourage us to be a people who pause regularly, retreat regularly, connect with the Father's heart, so that we can continue to go the distance for God in all that he would have us do in ministry.